Hello everyone, welcome to the DPB podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Mondis with DisneyPinsBlog.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world. This is episode number 136 for the week of July 16th, 2018.
Welcome to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. It has been a while. I took 2 weekends off there due to some traveling, but it feels great to be back here doing the podcast, coming in with the pin news and our pin chat. But I had a great time traveling. I was covering the opening of Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. That was 2 weekends ago, and then last weekend I was out in Las Vegas for PinCon World covering that event. So lots happening in the pin world. If you guys missed any of it, I have recaps up on DisneyPinsBlog.com. And of course on our YouTube channel. I did some trip vlogs from Toy Story Land opening as well as the PinCon World out in Las Vegas. So lots of content in the past 2 weeks. It was very fun. I had a great time covering it. And it was great meeting lots of you guys out at Walt Disney World and in Las Vegas. I appreciate everyone who came up to me to say hi or get a photo. It was a great time. But we are back with the podcast now. We should be back on our regular schedule here, at least for the next few weeks until we get into next month for August. It might be a little choppy towards the end of the month for covering Animation Celebration pin event. I will be back down at Walt Disney World. That's going to be a long trip down there covering that event, hopefully getting to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, as well as the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. So that's going to be a jam-packed trip, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, let's get right into housekeeping. My first topic was, I just want to mention the vlogs, which I already said, from both trips. The Toy Story Land and PinCon World, those are up, recaps are up. And then the second thing for housekeeping is this past weekend we had a surprise summer sale. It was 10% off the entire store, and we are giving away the free firework lanyard. We had that exclusively created for PinCon World. We gave those away last weekend at the event at our table. I think we had like 30 left. So this weekend, with every order that came through the store, I was giving away a free lanyard. So I think we're almost out now. So thank you guys for all of your orders. We really appreciate it. DPB stores is kind of what helps keep Disney Pins Blog running. So we really appreciate that. All right, that's all I have for housekeeping. So let's get right into the pin news. And you guys know whenever I take a break from the podcast, whether it's a week or 2 weeks, you know, in this instance we have a 2-week period. There's just so much pin news, I can't cover it all. This would be a very long episode. So I'm just going to cover some of the most recent highlights, some things that stuck out to me. So if you guys want to find all of the pin news, of course, you can head over to DisneyPinsBlog.com and click on the blog tab and everything will appear there. But first, we're going to start off with San Diego Comic-Con. It starts this week, actually on Thursday. The preview night is Wednesday. And there's some pin releases, of course. So first we're going to start off with Marvel. They are back with their exclusive pin releases. Every year they always do like pin packs, mystery pin packs, or pin sets. And they are back. This year is featuring the Fantastic Four, X-Men, the Avengers, Villains, and then there's mystery pins, Spider-Man, and much more. There are a ton of pin releases this year. We have the whole list up on the website. The 4 pin sets are $25 each, and then the mystery pin boxes are $15 each, and then there's also these incentive pins, which are $10 each once you spend a certain amount of money at their booth. So that's always fun. They will be at booth number 2329 from Wednesday night the whole way through Sunday, July 22nd. Next, at San Diego Comic-Con, you guys want to check out these Mondo pins. Actually, back in April, we had a blog post that went up with some Avengers Infinity War Mondo pins. That's the company name, if you guys remember that. They are back again, and this time they will be at San Diego Comic-Con. They have a booth there, and they have 6 different pin releases. You have ones from Avengers Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Black Panther. There are 6 different releases. If you guys want to check those out, they're on the website. And they're $10 each. And they will be at booth number 435 at the Comic-Con. We actually had one of the Mondo pins in our store recently. We had the Baby Groot pin, but that recently sold out. We got that one from one of our distributors. So they are officially licensed Disney pins, Marvel Disney pins, so you can trade them. They do have the copyright on the back. And then next for San Diego Comic-Con, this is probably one of the most popular pins that we posted this past week. I know there's lots of Kingdom Hearts fans out there, and there is going to be an exclusive lanyard and pin set available at San Diego Comic-Con. This one features 3 different pins, has a lanyard, and it's limited edition of 400 with a retail price of $15. So it's interesting to see a pin set like this. It's like a starter set almost. It's a limited edition of 400. So that makes it pretty unique. And this one's going to be at booth number 3645. That's at the Monogram International booth. So those of you guys attending a San Diego Comic-Con, have a great time out there, and keep an eye out for those pin releases. All right, next we're heading over to Hong Kong Disneyland. They've been having tons of pin releases as well. There's 2 I want to mention that were kind of popular this past week. The first set is something called the Cast Pin Party. It's actually the very first Cast Pin Party. I don't know too much about this. I'm assuming it's just pin releases for cast members at Hong Kong Disneyland. But they released one of their new character, Cookie, and it has the Hong Kong Disneyland name tag next to it, and Cookie standing there, and it says Cast Pin Party 2018. And then there was 2 pin sets they released as well, and there's 2 pins per set. So the first one features Duffy Bear and Shelly May, and it says Cast Pin Party 2018. And the background has glitter embellishments with a little Mickey icon. And then the second one features Gelatoni and Stella Lou. Same type of format there, the character with the Mickey icon background. And all of those are limited edition of 500. Next at Hong Kong, they have a new pin series called the Disney Classic Pin Series. They're releasing 2 pins per week for the next, I think, 4 weeks it is. But this past Saturday, they released the very first set. There are 2 pins. The first one is Timothy Q. Mouse and Dumbo. And then the second pin features Flower and Miss Bunny. Of course, both those pins are from Dumbo and Bambi. Those pins are a limited edition of 500 and released on July 14th, 2018 in the Emporium at Hong Kong Disneyland. And then the next set will release next Saturday, July 21st. All right, moving on from Hong Kong, I want to quickly hop over to Japan because they had some beautiful pin releases this past week. I thought they were gorgeous. I totally would have bought these if I was in Japan, but they were released on the Disney Store Japan website, and from what I heard from some friends on Instagram, they sold out pretty quickly, and I can see why, because they are absolutely stunning. They feature different princesses, and there's also a fairy, which is Tinkerbell. They are all gold with stained glass elements. Some have dangle elements, some have little jewel elements to them. There's one for Jasmine, there's an Ariel, a Rapunzel, Cinderella, and then Tinkerbell. And man, these pins are so nice. I saw them in person too, not just from the concept art online, but an actual photo of one in person, and they did look stunning. So if you guys haven't seen those already, I would definitely head over to the blog and check them out. All right, next we're going to head over to Disney Studio Store Hollywood because they had a surprise pin release this past week. Gotta love those surprises. And this one made me laugh. It was called Big Head Kitties. It features different Disney cats. And I believe these sold out rather quickly. They are a limited edition of 300 with a retail price of $16.95 each. And that was a surprise release on Wednesday, July 11th. So pretty nice pins there, especially if you're a cat collector. All right, now it's time for Disney parks. You can tell Disney is preparing for Halloween. There are lots of new Nightmare Before Christmas pins that are releasing now at Disney parks. And we're probably going to be seeing those Halloween pins soon here. I don't know about you guys. Halloween's a great holiday, but I'm still enjoying summer. I'm not into Halloween yet, so I just want to keep riding out summertime here. But we are covering all pin releases. And of course, there are lots of new Nightmare Before Christmas pins. The first one features a lanyard starter set. This one was spotted at Walt Disney World. It features 4 different pins. You have Jack Skellington, Sally, Oogie Boogie, and Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And it also comes with the lanyard with a retail price of $29.99. And then there were 2 Nightmare Before Christmas pin sets that were released. One featuring only Lock, Shock, and Barrel. It's a 3-pin set. And that one was spotted out at Disneyland. Hasn't appeared at Walt Disney World yet. The retail price for that 3-pin set is $19.99. And then last, there was a 4-pin set for the Night Before Christmas. This was also spotted out at Disneyland, but it's going to be on both coasts because it is a Disney Parks exclusive. This one again features Lock, Shock, and Barrel. You have Jack Skellington with 0 and 1 pin. You have Sally and Oogie Boogie. And the retail price for that 4-pin set is $24.99. Alright, so that's all for the Nightmare Before Christmas pins. Now I want to talk about a really cool, I thought it was cool, cast member pin release out at Disneyland. So you know Disney loves to celebrate anniversaries, and they made a pin for the 63rd anniversary of Disneyland. They are celebrating on July 17th. That is the official date of the 63rd anniversary, but the pin released a little bit earlier here. It was spotted last week, and I think it's a gorgeous pin. It has the Sleeping Beauty castle, there's fireworks in the background, and then you have Mickey and Minnie holding hands, walking in front of the castle. It's a pin-on-pin design. Below it says Disneyland 63rd anniversary, and that is limited edition of 1,000. That is a cast member exclusive. Alright, now it's time for the new pin releases this week at Disney Parks. First we'll hit up Disneyland. They have their next Under the Sea pin releasing. This is the bi-monthly collection, and this one features Finding Nemo. It has Dory on the front with Marlin. It looks like she's trying to speak well, the way she is depicted there. It's a limited edition of 2,000. Retail price is $16.99, and that will be available this Thursday, July 19th at Disneyland. Next, heading over to Walt Disney World, they have their next Lunchtime Tales pin, and this one features Zootopia. It's going to be a popular one, expecting that one to sell out very quickly. Limited edition of 1,500, retail price is $16.99, and that'll be released on Thursday as well, July 19th. And then for the shared release, we have the next Disney Donut Shop pin. This one features Simba from The Lion King. Limited edition of 3,000, retail price is $16.99, available on both coasts on Thursday, July 19th. And keep an eye out on our blog post because we always post the new open edition pins whenever we spot them during that week, and sometimes there will be surprise limited edition pins that we don't know of, and they'll just appear in the park, so we always update that weekly pin post. Okay, now it's time for Disney Pin Chat. Okay, so for Disney Pin Chat this week, I really just want to talk about some of the upcoming pin events, because since I've done the podcast, there's been a lot of news around Animation Celebration, and then there was a new pin trading night announced at Disneyland. So I just wanted to cover some of this information here on the podcast for you guys. It is already on the website, but I figured we could talk about it here a little bit. First, the biggest one is the reminder for Animation Celebration pin event at Epcot. If you guys have your tickets, the RSP requests are due this Tuesday, July 17th. So by the time you're listening or watching this podcast, when we post it, you only have one day. If you haven't filled out your RSP, be sure to go to your ticket in your email. There's a link in there, and you can put in your RSP selections. If this is your first time attending the event, basically you just go in that email, you select which pins you want in order from most important, and then Disney will do its random selection process and let you know which ones you can purchase. Only put down pins you want to purchase. I filled out my RSP about a week ago. So Disney is saying that we will probably know our results around July 24th. So 1 week from whenever the RSPs are due. So next Tuesday we should know. And then the credit cards, I believe, are charged in August sometime. So that's the first reminder. And again, if you guys have any questions on the big pin event at Epcot, we have a forum thread going on. Lots of members in there are talking about the event. Very excited for it. It's the biggest pin event of the year. It's going to be a great time. Alright, so next for Pin Chat, I wanted to talk about the pin trading night at Disneyland. Completely a surprise announcement this past week. I kind of had a hint that there was going to be another pin trading night coming up, just from things that I've heard, but I didn't think it was going to be on this date. The date was a little bit of a shocker to me. Disney announced the next pin trading night at Disneyland, and it's going to be on August 23rd. If you guys know that date, that is the check-in date for Animation Celebration at Walt Disney World. So that's like the big pin event. Everyone's coming in to Orlando to check in for the big pin event, and then they're having another event out at Disneyland. So the timing, I think, was a little strange. But so I guess it's good for people out at Disneyland who maybe couldn't make it to Florida for the big pin event. You still have the opportunity to go pin trade on Thursday night at the pin trading night. And I believe that event sold out super quickly, so I guess not all of the diehard pin traders from California are flying into Florida. I know some of my friends were a little upset because they want to do both events and they can't because they're flying into Florida for Animation Celebration. But hey, it's still cool that Disney's having another pin trading night event out at Disneyland. So this event is exclusive to Disneyland. Walt Disney World is not going to have a pin trading night just because of the big annual celebration at Epcot. I thought maybe they would delay it a week like they did with the Wall-E pin event last month. It was 1 week at Disneyland and then a week later it was at Walt Disney World. I thought maybe that'd be the case in Florida, but I talked to some of my Disney contacts and they said, no, this is an exclusive Disneyland pin trading night event. It's not going to be coming to Walt Disney World. So it's going to be a big weekend for pins. You got the pin trading night at Disneyland and then you got the Animation Celebration at Walt Disney World. 2 big events in 1 weekend. And then that brings me to my next point. There are exclusive pin releases for the Disneyland pin trading night. They're called Channel 28. I know there was lots of questions around these pins. We have a blog post up covering all of them, and there are quite a few for the Channel 28 pin collection. This is actually the most amount of pins we've ever seen at a pin trading night here, at least in the past few years. It's always been like maybe like 5. You know, we had the Peter Pan releases, we had the Aladdin releases, and then the Wall-E, just around like 5 or 6. But this pin trading night has 12 different pin releases. It's huge. It's almost the size of Animation Celebration. I think Animation Celebration we have close to 20. This is up there. So yeah, there's going to be a Wonderful World of Disney hinge pin, limited edition of 1,000. Has Mickey Mouse on the front. There's a Nephew's Guide pin that's LE 1000 as well. Then you have Mickey and Donald Guide. It's like Mickey watching Donald on the TV. That's LE 1000. One of my favorites is a Walt Disney pin. It looks like he's on an old gold TV. It's like an old TV set. It's a really cool pin. And then you have Walt on the screen with his hand on a TV. And that's limited edition of 1,000. Retail price is $16.99. Very cool pin. Then you have a Donald Duck's TV pin. It has a lenticular spinner, which is pretty cool. That's LE 1000. You have a Disney Afternoon spinner pin. And all of these pins are like in the shape of a TV. So it's kind of like that Disney Afternoon, you know, Channel 28, the Disney Channel types of pins, all the way from back in the day. There's a Channel 28 TV Jumbo pin. Lots of different TV sets on that one. That's LE 250. Retail price is $75. Then there's the Wonderful World of Disney box set. It has Tinkerbell next to a TV, an old TV set, with dangle elements below. You have one for Tomorrowland, Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Adventureland. Those are limited edition of 500 with a retail price of $75. Then there's a song box set. This one's LE 200 with a retail price of $100. There's a Mickey Mouse Club box set. Includes 3 pins and a medal and a lanyard. That's LE 150. Retail price is $129. There's a mini jumbo Walt box set. This one's really cool as well. It's like the old Wonderful World of Disney show. Then you have Walt with his vision of Epcot on the TV. It's just a really cool box set. That's LE 500 with a retail price of $120. And then finally is the Channel 28 Mystery Pin Collection. This is pretty cool. I love mystery pin collections. And it has like different cartoons from back in the day, like DuckTales, Tailspin, Goofy Movie, just lots of cool ones. Limited edition of 2,000 with a retail price of $20 per box. And there's 12 pins in that collection. I think it's 2 pins per box. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is though. So many pin releases for this pin trading night at Disneyland. It's really cool they're doing this. And I think the pin releases are great. So this is a great opportunity for West Coasters and East Coasters to participate in the pin trading fun. Alright guys, so let's continue the conversation in the forums or in the comment section below. Let me know what your favorite pin release is for Channel 28, or if you're attending the pin trading night out at Disneyland, or the Walt Disney's Animation Celebration pin event at Walt Disney World. And of course, let me know if you have any questions regarding these events. And yeah, that's going to do it for episode number 136 of the DPB podcast. I will be back again next week. And as always, thank you guys very much for watching here on YouTube or listening on iTunes, Google Play, or the website. It really means a lot, and I appreciate it. Have a great week. See ya.